So we have to say, Just then we have to it's called the ego de Masnila. Some bring this whole case of Rabbi Meir and saying that it could go like him, can't go like him on a different brisa. We have a brisa by someone that rents out.
Some old Yankee ingenuity.
Maybe put something underneath to put it
Pen.
higher.
Not a pen. It's too big.
Put on the other side. Keep going.
Okay. Ve'ika de Masnila, 4 lines from the bottom, Daf Chaf Amud base. Ve'ika de Masnila, Hamaskir Bais, no moving the table. I should move either. Okay. Ve'ika de Masnila, Hamaskir Bais lechaveiroi. Someone rents out a house to his friend, Venis Nageya, and it got tzaras. Even though the kohen was metame the house, and now you have to break the house down, the renter says to the guy that rented the place, tough luck. This is what we have.
The owner says it to
the owner says it to the guy that's renting. Tough luck. This is the house. It got tzaras, has to be broken down. Yes, in tomorrow all the different simanim we have for getting tzaras.
This is a question of the mammals.
Right.
Why should we look at this?
He doesn't have to pay rent.
Does he have to continue paying rent or not?
He doesn't pay rent.
Doesn't.
What's
The contract is now
what's
void.
He's still paying rent.
What does it mean high level?
Why?
Excuse me, this is your house.
It's down. The house is down. The totzai.
He
The house is down.
just doesn't have to find him another place to live, but he doesn't pay rent.
No, when the house is down, the
Yeah,
master
obviously.
says,
Yeah. The question is if he has to find him another place to live.
if
That's
it's down,
what
he
he
has to find another
Yes.
place. Yeah, well,
And if he doesn't,
place to live.
What if he doesn't?
He doesn't have to find him. He doesn't have to pay him.
he doesn't have to pay.
No.
So it's
Okay. Hikdisha hadar boy male sachal hekdesh. So over here we'll see now the Gemara is going to explain where do we have the comma. Do we say hikdisha hadar boy male sachal hekdesh or hikdisha hadar boy male sachal hekdesh? So the Gemara says hikdisha hadar boy hechimat simakdish lo. The Gemara first understands what are we saying here? We're saying here that the person that's living there, meaning the renter, was makdish the house. Says the Gemara, how could he be makdish? Ish ki yagdish beisay kodesh malachmona ma beisay b'shusay after b'shusay. How could he be makdish this house? It's not his. He's renting it, but the house itself is not his. How could he be makdish this house? Says the Gemara, no. Hachikama. What are we talking about? We're talking about hikdishay maskir. We're talking about the owner is being makdish the house. Hadar boy, the person who's living there, male sachol lahekdesh. Okay, so we're talking about again. The owner was makdish the house. The renter who's living there, instead of paying the owner of the house, pays rent to Hekdesh. Says the Gemara, Maskir Hechi Dairbe. If the maskir was makdish the house, how could the person live there? When he's living there and using and getting hana from this to malas sachal hekdesh, kevan de malbe nafik leis sachal lechulin. So, if there's meila, whoops, not enough coffee.
Had to sneeze. I'm sneezing.
So, if there's meila, how?
Didn't know it was here until you opened it.
How does he give the money to Hekdesh? Once he is nana from the house, the house goes to Chulin. Because if there's Me'ila, it's a Chulin. Says the Gemara, what I'm talking about, the Amal Akshiyava is Chol Yikdash. We're talking about over here that the owner wasn't Makdish the house itself. He said that once I get the rent money for this house, that money should be Kadosh. Here we're going back to what we said, you can't be married to something that is not in the world, and the payment for the rent is not there yet. So Rabbi Yehuda says, in the name of Rabbi, because according to Rabbi Meir, there's no choice. This is the way we have to explain this Brayso Mishnah, that it goes according to Rabbi Meir. The 16 arm mashke, meaning they take from him an object or something until he pays off the chayv that he has to hekdesh. So the Mishnah says
You have to do it right away.
What?
You can't just dilly-dally. He's got to do it.
he doesn't have to pay it right away, but if he doesn't pay, basically take from him a mashke to make sure that he pays off. Okay, so says the Mishnah, chayve erachin, someone that says that it's chayev an erachin, says erki alai or erki alai, whatever it is. So we are memashkenim. The Beis Din take a mashkin for him. Why? Because we worried that he's not going to pay it. Why? Because it's something that is not. Because it's something that he's not chayev. Because it's something that he's not chayev kapara for. So we worried that he's not going to pay, and that's why we are memashkin him. Chayve chatois ve'ashamis. Someone who's chayev a chatas or an asham, and he doesn't bring it, ein memashkin him myself.
Sukkah?
So if it's chatas and asham, so that we don't have to be memashkin him. Why? Because we're not worried that he's not going to pay off. Why? Because it's something that's brought for kapara. Because it's something that is brought for kapara, right? Someone that brings chatas and asham, it's for kapara and the chait that he did. So that's something a person is not going to make a mistake or whatever. He's not going to forget to bring it. But someone who's chayv an oila or a shlamim, we do memashkin him. Why? Because it's not brought as a kapara. We are worried that he's going to forget, and that's why we take a mashkin from him.
Why? It's not by the kabais. It's only mizbeach. Who's claiming? The Baruchim is claiming.
Yeah.
So let the Baruchim take the mashka. I mean,
Based in his long hand.
well,
Exactly.
no, because normally we're saying erchim the money goes to the kabais. There's a real physical debt. Here, there is no physical debt. Per se.
Why not? He is chayav. I don't physical debt, but he's chayav. He's chayav a carbon tax. We want to make sure that he pays it off. We want to make sure that they pay off, so we mashkin them. Af al pi, that if a person brings a carbon, you can't force a person to bring a carbon. He has to be. This is a famous saying. We force him until he says that he wants to from his own. Also by gitin. In some cases that based in our mechayev a person to divorce his wife, so he still it has to come from him. We force him until he says I'm willing to.
You're going to not be forced anymore.
Yeah, has to be from his own. Okay. Okay, so we saw in the Mishnah that if it's a chatas, you don't do mashkan. If it's an oila, you do. Says your papa. Sometimes we have it the other way around. Okay, there are some cases that for a chatas we still do mashkan. Why? Because we're still worried he's not going to bring it. And some cases of oila, we are not worried that he's not going to bring it, and therefore we're not memashkin. What cases? An achatas of a nazir, yeah, a nazir brings 3 korbanos, right? He brings 3 korbanos when he is nitar. So it says the Gemara, the Kavan do Amar, im gil achalachan mishloshton yotzo, vim nizrak echad min adamim hu ta'an nazir l'shtesayim, with the taben al-meisim, posha b'veloi ma'isei. Because a nazir, okay, so he brings an oila, a chatas, and a shlamim, and says Mar that if he's sheichet and he cuts his hair off and he has the blood thrown even on just one of these 3, then he's already allowed to drink wine. He's allowed to be metam al-meisim. He doesn't have any more the dinim of the nazir. So says the Gemara. Therefore, if he's already potter, doesn't have a chayva anymore. He's not worried for the things that he put onto himself because he's not a nazir anymore. We worry that he's not going to bring his chatas. He brought his oil, he brought his shlamim. That's enough. Now he's already a regular person. He could drink wine. So therefore, we worry he's not going to bring it even with the chatas, and we take a mashkin for this chatas. Chayve oilas and mashkin. By an oila, there are cases where we don't do mashkin. Why? Because we know that the person for sure is going to bring this oila. In what case? We're talking over here about an oila yeledes. Every oila, or every yeledes has to bring a chatos and an oila, and she's not allowed to eat in hekdesh and kachim until she's not allowed to eat kachim until she brings this oila. So therefore, we know that she's not going to be pesha, and therefore we don't need to do a mashkin. Says the Gemara, my nihu. How could that be? We know that by a yeledes she has to bring a chatos and an oila, and what's mechaper on her, and what tells her that she could eat kachim is the chatos, not the oila. How do we know that the oila is me'akev and not the chatos? The academic law. We say it because it says first, Tovi keves ben shnosa le'oila, uven yoinasa le'chatos. It first says that she has to bring the oila, and if she brings the oila first and then the chatos, so the oila is also mechaper because she can't bring the chatos before she brings the oila. The Amarava says in Mar, no, let me no, it's just in the seder of the psukim. It says oila before the chatas, but she could really bring the korban. She could bring the chatas before she brings the oila. So the korban that's mechaper in her and lets her eat kachim is really the chatas, not the oila. So why are they memashkin with this oila? Why aren't they memashkin with this oila? Ella, no, we're talking about a different oila. The oila is mitzvah. We're talking about over here an oila of a mitzvah. That with the oila of a mitzvah, we're not worried that he's not going to bring it. Asham, I'm me'akev this mitzvah to be tahar. Also, the oila is me'akev. If the oila is me'akev him, we're not worried that he's not going to bring the oila. Therefore, we don't have to be mimashkin him in such a case. So we said, we know that if the person brings a korban, he has to be nirtzah, he has to be willing to give. So we learn that you could force him. I would think that he's going to bring it even though he doesn't want to. It says that he's be willing to do it. How could that be? Okay, we force him until he says loitzani. Amar Shmuel oila tzricha das. A korban oila, the bailim have to do it with das. Sheneim al loitzani. The Gemara says mekamashmul antanina. We learned this in the Mishnah. Afal pi she'ein miskapel loyat sheitzrak sheneim al loitzani. We learned in the Mishnah. What is Shmuel coming to tell us? That a person that brings a korban oila has to bring it with rotzai. Says the Gemara, the Polish loy. We're talking over here, his friend put aside a korban oila for him. I would think that when you need a rotzain of the when do you need rotzain is that when a person brings his own korban. I would think if his friend brings him for him, so you don't need any rotzain and das of the miskaper. Kamash malas. This is what Shmuel comes to tell us. The zimnin, the leinichalei the lechaper the mitay the leididei says Shmuel. No. Also, when the korban is not his, we still need rotzain. Why? Because sometimes a person wouldn't want to be miskaper with a korban that's not his. Therefore, we need rotzain. We need him to want this korban of his friend in order to be miskaper. Meisvik. This is the brisa from a brisa on what Shmuel just said. Chatosai v'ashamai shel ploni alai. If someone says the chiyuv korban that this other guy is chayev, alai, I'm going to be in charge. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to bring it. Says the brisa ledas yotza, sheloi ledas lo yotza. If the miskaper, okay, we have the guy that's bringing the korban and we bring the guy that's chayav the korban. So if it's ladas that he told the guy that needs the korban that he's bringing it, and it's ladaito, so then the miskaper is yaitze. But if it's shaloi ladas, if he doesn't know about it and it's not what we said l'tzaynai, lo yatza. So it's not yatza.
Not only does he pay for it, but he brings it too.
Yeah,
That's weird.
you're right.
But he agrees to do it.
No, but it should be the Misa of the one that needs to do the kapara. It's weird that someone else brings it for him.
So
He's a weird guy.
I mean, it's weird. I don't know. It's a weird
He's a weird
concept.
guy.
Yiddish guy is weird.
Who does the leaning on that behavior and does the digway?
Good question. I don't know. I didn't go into this. I started going over the daf at 11 o'clock last night. So okay.
Also Shlomo.
But if he said it in a different way, okay, we said this is talking about chatas and osham. Okay. Oylasoi ushlomo shel pleni olai. But if he says it about an oyla and a shlomim, bein ledas, bein shaloi ledas, yotza. Even if it's shaloi ledatoi, he's yotza, and this is against what Shmuel just said. Shmuel said that if someone brings an oyla for his friend, he has to tell him, and it has to be l'tzoyna. Here we see that it's shaloi ledas. Answers the Gemara, Malach Shmuel, ki tanya hahi b'shas kapara. What are we talking about in the Brisa when it says shaloi ledas yotza? We're talking about that it's the b'shas kapara when he's actually bringing it. The yotza that he already agreed for him to bring an oyla for him is different than what Ula says. No, not Ula. Lo yichilku ben chatas lo'ila. No, there's no difference about the knowledge and the acceptance of the owner between a chatas and a oila. Ela shechatas tzricha das b'shas afrosha. Chatas needs das also when you are mafrishit. Ve'oila tzricha das b'shas afrosha. Ela b'shas kapora idi ve'idi l'das yotza shaloi l'das l'yotza. So we have it two times, two cases, two karbonos. Okay, we have here the time that he puts the animal aside, and has the time of the kapara. So the time of the hafrasha, the chatas has to be ladas, the oila doesn't have to be ladas. But b'shas kapara, when you do the actual hakrava, then both of them, also the oila and also the chatas, have to be ladas. Okay, and that's different to what Shmuel said, because Shmuel said that by oila, the das has to be b'shas hafrasha and not b'shas kapara, and Ula says the exact opposite. Okay, so the machlokes between Ula and Shmuel is, when does the das have to be? According to Ula, it has to be b'shas kapara. According to Shmuel, it has to be b'shas hafrosha. Meisvei. We have a brayso now on that's a kasha for both of them. Chatasoi ve'ashamoi oilosoi ushlamov. Brayso brings all four at the same time. Chatas, oila, shlomim, asham. Shel pleni alai. Oh, this other guy is on me. L'das yotza shaloi l'das lo yotza. So it says first that only l'das is yotze, but shaloi l'das he's not yotze. And l'chura, how do we explain it? The Gemara straight out says Shmuel mukila b'shas afrosha, Ula mukila b'shas kapara. So when do we need this das of oila? So Shmuel explains it according to what he says that you need it in time of putting it aside of the afrosha. And Ula will explain that it goes b'shas kapara, and both of them explain the brayso according to their pshat. Oma Papa says Rav Papa now he tries to explain. We have it like this: we have here two Amoraim and we have here two Mishnayos. Right? We had one Mishnah that said that by oila you don't need das. Okay, and we have the other Mishnah, the second brayso over here that says that you do need das. So how do we explain the stira between the Mishnayos, the other braysos? Now, the braysos, there's no stira, even though by the first brayso we said that by oila you yotze, even without das, and the second brayso says that you need das. What's the difference? Ha b'shas kapara, ha b'shas hafrosha. One is talking about kapara, and one is talking about hafrosha. V'ameroi nami lo kasha. Each one of the Amoraim, Shmuel and Ula, explain these braysos the other way around, as we just said. The Shmuel mukib kamaisa b'shas kapara, ubasraisa b'shas hafrosha. Ula mukib chos. As we said, Shmuel says that the first one that you don't need das is talking about time of kapara, that you don't need das according to him, and the second brayso that you do need das is talking about hafrosha. And Ula will say exactly the opposite. That the first one that doesn't need das is talking about Zman Kapara. And the second one that says that you do need das is talking about Zman.
Check.
Give me an email address, please, there. Okay. So it continues, so we said that there's no stira between the braysos. It says Rapapa, but the Amoraim, for sure we have to say our chalak al ishada. We can't say that, one is talking about this, one is talking about that, we have to say that they don't agree with each other. Says the Gemara Pshita. Of course. I would think that when Shmuel says that you need das at the beginning, at the afrasha, maybe what he's coming to say is, not only do you need das b'shas kapara at the end, you also need b'shas afrasha, and then there's no real machlokes. Both would agree that b'shas afrasha you need. Says the Gemara, no. We say that the machlokes is really the opposite. Shmuel says that you need das only at the beginning, and Ula says you need das only at the end. He has to say this roitzani. Hi man, the bosa moido agito, moido. If someone comes out and says that before he gives the get, he says, I am being forced to give this get. I'm not giving it with rotzin. So the din is that moido. His moido is a real announcement, and this get is bottled. It's not kosher get. Says Gemara Pshita. Of course, it wasn't given with rotzin. So what was the havamina that it is a kosher get? They forced him. That after he said this moido, they forced him, and he was willing to give it, but he didn't say anything about this announcement that he said. I would think that by him saying Roitzani, automatically he's canceling his first announcement. Kamash Malan. No. Until he didn't announce that his first announcement is canceled, it's still there. And the get is possible.
Where would you
How do you
make
ever
this
force the
announcement?
guy to give a get back?
Because he says Roitzani. We kept talking about it. He said something against. He wasn't saying
Where would you announce it?
in Besdin.
No, beforehand. Where did you announce that he's not willing to give it?
I don't know.
In the
It was
street.
Meister Moido. I don't know.
We don't
On
know.
YouTube.
What's the result in front of
In that case,
Put to eat him aside before he went to
useless,
bed. He went in front of
could be.
people and said, "Well, I'm going to
Came
the
afterwards.
forward. I'm not really."
Oh,
I don't know. It doesn't really say where he said this.
Surely it can't be separate. Surely it can't be the way it was.
He says in front of three people.
It says in Rashi,
It says he said it to
we're not
two
up to there
Eidim,
yet.
and that's it. No, he said it to Eidim. So, end of
What's the
story.
idea?
He says. Misha Omer Shnei Eidim, of them says together. Misha Omer Shnei Eidim, of them says
Okay, very good.
That's
fine.
You want?
So he says it's 280. Fine. And what's the proof that this Moidah is not canceled automatically? Din came, Lisni Achiitain. Right? We said Kofi Noisoi. So it should say Achiitain until he gives. And from the words that it says, Roitzani, my Achioimar, Ademevatale Moidoi. Until he says Mefurish that he's doing it L'Ratzain. Only in such a case, the get is Kal.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
That he could be mevatel that moido, he's mevatel the moido.
Never ending story.
Sorry?
It's a never ending story.
Never ending story. So,
Which means that no get is ever effective.
yeah, so the practice in all Bottigin, when they deliver a get, he has to say he's mevatel the moido. Any moido and any moido that's mevatel another moido ad oil.
Is that what they do?
But once he
Yeah,
gave,
yeah.
but once he gives the get, he can still say give him a dog.
The B'shas Ksiva and B'shas.
No, not afterwards.
Once
Saying,
it's given,
once it's given,
that's
He
it.
come a year later and said I was did it under duress.
No, before he gives it, as he
Okay.
gives it, there's a procedure.
Okay.
Have you ever been to that?
Can't know, Baruch
So
Hashem.
we build in a mechanism that he can't do
I
that.
was once an agent.
That's what, right, you can't do it. The Bezdin, right, we have
He
to,
has to declare that.
yeah, otherwise it's Chashash Mamzeris.
Separate.
Right, so we want to let him do that.
Oh, yeah, it says Taisvis, the last Taisvis of the parak, Lefichach Nago Ha'olam, Levatel Kol Moidoi, Moidoi, the Asim Moidoi, Moidoi, B'shas Tzivas Aget, U'shas Anasina, the Chashin, and Shema B'tel Eiseh. Okay.
Okay.
Shkaya. I don't know if I'm a Mishkali Blin. Fine.
Never heard that one.
What?
Never heard somebody say we
I don't know.
Yeah. You ever heard somebody say that? Well, that's your Kiddush.
Yeah.
Yeah? Never heard that.
Makes sense,
He
no?
said, it makes complete sense. Hajlach oy mishkali bli neder, he said.
Anytime you say.
Billy Neder, I'll come back to you. Like, it's I never will say that, but that's okay. It's good. It's a good
Story about it.
Nothing happened.
Weiter, says the Mishnah. New parak, new stock. Shum hayasaimim. Okay, we're not talking about garlic here. Okay. Shum hayasaimim shleishim yoyim. V'shum ha'egdash shishim yoyim. Machlisim b'boykil. What are we talking about? We're talking about over here in a case where the yasaimim got a yerusha and there is a chayv or some kind of a chayv. The Gemara is going to talk about what kind of a chayv we're talking about. And the yasaimim have to pay off. So they pay from their karkais, their houses or whatever. So who sells it? So they have to put it on auction. Okay, and they have to announce it 30 days before, in the morning and in the evening, to let people know that this is for sale, that in order that a lot of people come and that they get the best price for this property. But by Hekdesh, if a Gizbar, if the Gabbai Tzedakah sell, or the Gabbai Hekdesh sells something that was given to Hekdesh, so that we do 60 days. And in both cases, we do the Hakrasa in the morning and in the evening. Says the Gemara, why do we do it in the morning and in the evening? When the workers go out to work and when the workers come back for work. Why? When the workers are going out to work, a person hears the announcement that this property is for sale, so he'll tell his workers while they're going out to work, go check it out, go see what this property looks like, and let me know. When the workers come back, when they come back from work, it's to remind this guy who sent his workers to check out the place, to remind him to go and ask them, so what do you say? We have it in Brisa, so we have a Brisa before us that says that that is the time that it is done. Weiter says the Brisa, the announcement is this and this property, these and these are the borders of it from here to here. This is what it grows, this is the amount of wheat it grows, or whatever it grows, and this is the value that Beis Din think it is worth. Whoever wants to come and buy this field, to come and buy it. Why? Why is Beis Din selling this property? Because they want to give the money either to a Baal Chayv or to the Isha for her ksuva.
They sell it, they announce there's going to be a choza, but they can actually sell it without going through the process.
No.
That's right.
This is the announcement that they do every morning and evening. That's right. Whoever wants to buy it, come and buy it. And then after 30 days, they auction it off.
But so what's the mean the Shuma?
That's estimated.
They give an estimation.
So you go to an auction catalog, it says estimated
Right.
That's right.
20,000.
And then they sell it for higher.
And then
That's
you
what they
put
do at
your
Christmas
Says
all the time.
Anybody can come along and pay 20,000.
No, not now.
They make a bid. They'll
Not
make a
now.
bid.
It's not for sale.
Not yet.
In 30 days, everyone will come make a bid. Whoever's the highest bid will win.
That's the announcement that they do every morning and evening for 30 days. And then after 30 days, they come and sell to whoever pays the most.
They want to get more people.
That's all I do.
That's not the way to do
So
it.
they're only asking for bids for the first 30 days. You're not buying it right away
That's right.
on the,
The actual sale is after 30 days.
You put a bid
after 30
in.
days. We're only putting in bids.
And
First, the bank
They look at the bids, and then the bid.
evaluates how much the property's worth, and then people put in bids for 30 days.
And the 30 days.
After 30 days, they look at the highest bid.
Okay, says the Gemara, why does it have to announce that the money is going either for the Baal Chayv or to the wife, for the ksuba? Says the Gemara, why? The Ika de Nichole be Baal Chayv, the Mekel Lizuzim. Because the person who's buying wants to know who the money is going to. Why? Because if it's going to Baal Chayv and the money is going to go to him, so the Baal Chayv is not going to be makpid if he gets this kind of a coin or that kind of a coin. As long as he gets his money, he'll be happy. You know, the guy's dead. He wants his money back. No matter how he gets his money, he'll be happy. So the person that's buying says, oh, it's a good way to get rid of all my small change. So he'll be willing to buy it. And the second case of giving Ishuk Subasa, a woman would prefer getting the money in payments. That way she has food for a longer time. So that's why we announced it that
As
people
opposed
want
to a lump sum.
Yes, that's what's on.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone could just take one